Q8746. A fuel totalizer is a component which indicates the A. Total amount of fuel being consumed by all engines. B. Amount of fuel in any given tank. C. Amount of fuel in all tanks. The correct answer is C. A fuel totalizer is a convenient instrument that provides an indication of the total quantity of fuel remaining on board an aircraft. It is designed to add up the quantities of fuel in all the tanks and display the cumulative fuel quantity. This allows pilots to quickly and easily determine the total amount of fuel available for the remainder of the flight without manually calculating or checking individual tank levels. The fuel totalizer simplifies fuel management and helps ensure accurate monitoring of fuel consumption during the flight. 8746-2. A digital fuel totalizer automatically indicates the amount of fuel used, fuel remaining, current rate of consumption, and fuel. A. Weight aboard at takeoff. B. Remaining at the 4s minute IFR fuel reserve. C. Remaining flight time at the current power setting. The correct answer is A. A fuel totalizer is an instrument that provides a consolidated display of the total amount of fuel remaining on board an aircraft. It calculates and adds up the quantities of fuel in all the tanks and presents the information to the pilot in a convenient format. The fuel totalizer not only shows the total fuel quantity, but also provides an indication of the total weight of fuel in pounds. This allows the pilot to easily monitor the overall fuel status of the aircraft and make informed decisions regarding fuel management during the flight. 8748. A capacitance-type fuel quantity indicating system measures fuel in A. Pounds. B. Pounds per hour. C. Gallons. The correct answer is A. A capacitance-type fuel quantity indicating system measures fuel in pounds. The system uses the change in capacitance between the fuel and an electrode in the tank to determine the weight of the fuel. This provides a more accurate and reliable measurement of the fuel level, even in dynamic flight conditions, and allows the pilot to monitor the weight of the fuel for weight and balance calculations. 8749. What are the four general types of fuel quantity gauges? A. Sight glass, mechanical, electrical, and electronic. B. Electrical, electronic, bourbon tube, and litmus indicator. C. Electrical, direct reading static pressure type, sight glass, and litmus indicator. The correct answer is A. The four general types of fuel quantity gauges are sight glass, mechanical, electrical, and electronic. Sight glass gauges use a clear tube or window to allow the pilot to visually inspect the fuel level in the tank. Mechanical gauges use a float or gauge that is connected to a mechanical indicator in the cockpit. Electrical gauges use a sending unit that measures the fuel level and sends an electrical signal to an indicator in the cockpit. Electronic gauges use a capacitance-type system that measures the change in capacitance between the fuel and an electrode in the tank to determine the fuel level, and then displays the information on an electronic indicator in the cockpit. 8750. How does temperature affect fuel weight? A. Cold fuel is heavier per gallon. B. Warm fuel is heavier per gallon. C. Temperature has no effect. The correct answer is A. Cold fuel is heavier per gallon. As the temperature of the fuel decreases, the density of the fuel increases, which means that a given volume of fuel weighs more. This effect is particularly significant in aircraft fuel systems, where the volume of the fuel can change due to temperature changes at different altitudes. Pilots need to take this into account when calculating the weight and balance of the aircraft and when planning their fuel requirements for a flight.